I loved the World Cup. I took it as about, when I was at Reggie Boys Club, when I was young at 7, I took it the World Cup as if I was back at the boys club, and I was playing table tennis, I was doing daft things, I was playing tennis, I was on pedal boats, slide the odd cocktail was the best. I said, I need a drink, can't have a drink, and I was at a beach hut on the beach, and there was no one about, so I went, so one of the guys gives a pina colada, and he went, okay, and he gives a nice pina colada, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh God, I'm in the World Cup, the sun on the beach, drinking a pina colada, fucking life. And I just said, Gaza. And I went, oh, fuck. And I said, Bobby Robson. And he went, what you got there? So I panicked. And I went, I've got milkshake, Gaffer. He went, give us a taste of that. I went, shit. So he had a taste. He went, oh. So he said to the guy, can I have one of them? And I went behind him, said, Bobby, I looked at the guy, went, shit myself. So the guy, looking up the guy cotton done, and he gave Bobby Robson just a normal circuit. So he drank his a little bit with a straw, and he went, no, because it tastes yours. And he tasted mine. I thought, he's got me, he's going to send us back home. He had a taste of his, and then he said to the guy, he went, no, this is not the fucking same. And the guy said, what do you mean? He says, where's my umbrella and the cherry and the sword? Oh, get in. I thought, brilliant. He shot off and I would never ate and just fell asleep on the beach.
Who is the one player you wish you'd managed that you never did?
Paul Gascoigne, without question. I think he was the best English player since Bobby Charlton. I think he was a fantastic player. Unfortunately, we didn't get him, and I think, looking back now, he made a big mistake. He recognised himself years later, but we had Geordies in the camp. We had Bobby Charlton, Brian Robson, Steve Bruce, even Gary Palliser from Middlesbrough. We had people there that would have taken care of him, particularly Brian Robson. He was fantastic with players, as you know. We played at Newcastle up there, and it was Easter Monday, I think, and he'd just come back from injury. They were near the bottom of the league, and as soon as they come back, they started winning games. And I went there, we played 3 in the middle of the pitch, Whiteside, Robson and Remy Moses, right?
Some midfield.
He destroyed them, honestly. And then he knocked Remy Moses right in front of the dugout and patted him on the head. And I'm jumping out the box, I'm going, fuck. Honestly, he was unbelievable.
He was a bit OCD, and he had these coffee cups where he had to, if you drank the coffee cup, you had to wash it straight away and put it back as soon as he finished with it. And Andy Townsend actually told me, Andy Townsend lived with him when he was at Middlesbrough. Andy Townsend lived in Birmingham with his family, stayed with Gaza midweek up in Middlesbrough, which is like a 3-hour drive, and then came home on weekends. So he had this coffee cup, drinking coffee. Gaza needed to wash it up, but Andy hadn't finished and they were late for training. So Andy says, I'll take it to training and then we'll take it home and wash it up after. And Gaza actually says, and of course when he's telling it, he's hilarious, and he says he couldn't concentrate in training because he knew he had the coffee cup because Andy just put it in his bag and he knew that it was in the dressing room and he had to wash it up, so he couldn't train properly. Then after training, he had to go in the gym to work up a sweat because the coffee cup needed to be washed and it wasn't in there. Unfortunately, in the meantime, Brian Robson told Andy Townsend that he could have the day off the next day. So of course Andy's not thinking about his coffee cup in his bag, so he just drives home to Birmingham. He says about 2 o'clock in the morning he got a knock on the door. Gaza drove all the way from Middlesbrough to Birmingham to get the coffee cup to wash it up. And Gaza actually says he went to bed like at about 9 o'clock, but he just stayed awake, couldn't sleep till 11 o'clock. He said, I've got to go and get the cup.
When Gaza come in,
Gaza got to bed.
yeah, Gaza came in. Gaza probably won't remember it. He did come up early. The first day he come in, who wants a cup of tea? He was going around, who wants a cup of tea? What? This is Gaza, and he's making everyone a cup of tea first day. We couldn't believe it. And he's going around, do you want a cup of tea? Yeah. Oh, thanks, Gaza. Yeah, it's great. So we all like, go out for training, and he's a nice person. Like to come in, we all think he's Gaza the king. We'd do anything for him, and yet here he is. He's making everyone cups of teas, and then we know why. We all walk out of training, and then he said, "How's your cup of teas?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, great, thanks, Gaza." He went, "Yeah, I put a load of shit powder in it." People down by the river having a shit during training, yeah, no wonder he was going around putting a load of laxative in the teapot, wasn't he?
Up in his office, he says, Gaza, what's this kid? And I says, how old is he? He went 14. I said, what's his name? He said, Wayne Rooney. And I says, under 19? He's only 14. He went, yeah, put him on in a minute. I think it was 20 minutes ago, and I put him on. He scored 2 goals, it was incredible. So afterwards, I went in the dressing room, and all the players were sitting there. I went, right, guys, well done. I said, I enjoyed watching that. I says, anyway, I've got 40 quid. Is anyone going out tonight for a pint? I'll give you it. And Wayne only put his hand up. He's only 14.
Yeah.
I says, he's got potential, him. If he follows me, drinking views, he's got potential.
What a player.
Yeah, he still owes it. Yeah, and he's an unbelievable player, you know. He didn't look out of place. He trained with the first team at 14, 15, did not look out of place.
I always remember Gazza going, do you think my cock's big, Dean? Or do you think my cock's big? Paul Gascoigne was my idol. The story I do fucking love is when we played at Valley Parade. It's a near post corner. And I'm on the near post, Paul Gascoigne's behind me, so we're lined up, so I'm in the front. So I get the Vinnie Jones one where you go to grab his bollocks. So as I'm grabbing his bollocks, the picture shows like he's looking down, and I always remember Gazza going, do you think my cock's big, Dean? Or do you think my cock's big? And I'm like fucking laughing, and obviously the cameraman took a photo of the picture.
Yeah.
In swinging corner, comes out, goes back out, goes out from the corner. So we set up again. Near post, Paul behind me, blah, blah, blah. This time I've gone like that, I thought, fuck, I'll squeeze your bollocks now, you can't, you know what I mean? And as I've gone like that, he's got his knob out. And I've got his knob in my hand. And it's like, and you know, like the shock of it, and I'm like, fuck, and he's going, it's big, Dean, isn't it? It's big, it's big. And obviously the cameraman's got it, but as you can see, Paul looking down, you can't obviously see his dick, you know what I mean? But I've got it in my hand, he's sort of like whipped it out, thinking he knows I'm going to do it again. And after the game, I was like, what are you doing? He just said it's a shit game on it, and I said, fuck, how'd you do so much stupid? That's my claim to fame, is giving me hero a wank.
Gascoigne, Lineker on my bus, no charge. We were going to go to a club up in Piccadilly, not far, and we were trying to get a taxi and we couldn't. It was one of those nights, it was raining, I think, we couldn't get a taxi anyway. And this bus came along. Gaz said, let's get the bus. I thought, it's going to be a bit, and it was full, this bus. And we thought, oh, right. So anyway, on the way, Gazza went in for, hey, mate, on he went, and about 4 of the players followed. And I came in last, and I said, I don't suppose any of them paid. And a little Indian driver, and I said, how much is it? Oh no. He said, no. He says, Gascoigne, Lineker on my bus, no charge. Where are you going? And do forgive me for the accent, but he did talk something like that. And he said, I said, well, we're going up near Piccadilly. I don't know whether is that. He said, oh, this is only 2 blocks off my route. I will drop you at the door. Anyway, so off he goes. And then Gazza gets to the front of the bus, and you know the big glass windows at the front of the bus. He's standing there facing the bus, and he's singing, "We're all going on a summer's holiday," and the whole bus joined in, and just mad. But it was very funny. He had to be there probably.
I remember a true story, Max. Honestly, I was in my bed one morning, 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and my wife says to me, she said, "There's somebody downstairs." I said, "What?" She said, "I'm telling you right now," she said, "there's somebody downstairs." So I listened, and sure enough, I could hear somebody downstairs. Now, I don't know if you ever had that happen in your house 3 or 4 in the morning, but it's not pleasant. So I jumped up, and I got a 3-iron. I'll never forget, I got a 3-iron. Now, I could never hit a 3-iron at the best of times. It's the wrong club I've picked up, clearly. I get downstairs, and I can hear noises coming from the kitchen, right? So you're faced with this prospect of a burglar or whatever it may be, an intruder in the house. So I think, what am I going to do here? I'm just going to have to react to whatever happens. So anyway, I actually kick open the kitchen door, and what I'm faced with is I recognise the back of Paul Gascoigne in my fridge. Now this is 3:30 in the morning. He doesn't even turn round, right? I say, "Paul, what are you doing?" He still doesn't turn round and tells me, "I'm making a sandwich." I said, "You're what?" He says, "I'm making a sandwich." I said, "It's 3:30 in the morning." He said, "I know." He said, "But I woke up." Now remember, he lives in the next village. He said, "I woke up and I couldn't get back to sleep, and I'm hungry, and I didn't have any food in the fridge." So I went back up the stairs, and my missus said, "Well, what's going on?" I said, "You're alright." I said, "It's only Paul making a sandwich."